This video will cover how to create pages and posts in WordPress and customize components of these pages and posts across your website. This is going to be specific to the Utopia Planitia theme that I've developed for portfolio websites. But many of the things we're going to do in this video are much like you'll do in any other WordPress install. So let's hop in. So I'm going to assume you've logged into your website. I'm logged into utopiaplanitia.designworkbench.com. And this is my practice website, and I'm here in the dashboard. So in another video, we talked about posts and pages. Posts are blog posts that are updates that you post based on the day. So they're the blogging that really raises things that are happening on the fly. Then posts are static content. Pages are static content, and pages will be most of your portfolio pages. So let's go to pages and create one. You'll notice the look of my pages area might look different than yours. This is because I have installed the Nested Pages plugin. Nested Pages plugin allows me to have a more draggable interface here, and I think it's a lot better than the default WordPress. So if you want to use nested pages, look at one of my other videos about how to install plugins and just search for nested pages there in the plugins. You can download that and install it. So let's create a page. So here in pages, I can do add and add a page. Let's go over the components of a page. So here in WordPress, I've got a few options. I've got a title. And the title will allow you to create a title and add that throughout the website, throughout this page up at the top, typically, but depending on the theme, it will look somewhere different. Then I have blocks. Blocks allow me to add things like paragraphs. Also, I can then add a title. But interesting, you can actually change those sizing to an H2, an H3. In this case, I want an H2 because this is an H1 at the top and this is an H2. You know, I don't really love how that title is below my paragraph. You can move the paragraph or the title up and swap them, or you can even drag them, grab them and drag them to put it in a different order. WordPress allows you to do a lot of different things with these pages. These are called blocks, and I can choose a block like an image block, and I can upload or add an image to my page. In this case, I'm going to go to the media library, select an image, I can add an alt text, I can add captions and descriptions, and select it. And so now I've added an image to my page. Let's see what that looks like. So you'll notice on the back end, things are going to go look differently than they look on the front end. This is pretty normal for content management systems. So when you look at a page on the back end, just know you need to test the front end. Let me show you how you'll do that. So I'm here on the back end of my page, and I need to publish it first, or otherwise you will not see it. So make sure you publish the page. Now I've got it published. I can click on this View Page button, and it will open up a tab to the front end. So now I see the front end and the back end. I've got that 13 there. I don't want that. This is my front end and this is the back end, and I can go back and forth to see these. Right now, this theme takes my content and puts it in the center, and it puts my title off to the left. That's not too bad. I like that handling okay, but I want to do something a little different with it. So let's get into some of the customizations you can do. I snapped over to dark mode for a second there, not sure why. So here in the back end, I will take a look at my page, and I can reorder things as I just showed you, but I can also change their width. So this image right now is kind of set in the middle. I want it set to a wide width. So I can choose this option, and I can choose a wide width. I can even choose a full width to make it go all the way across. So there's several different options, and some will show up differently on your page than others. If I click save, if I go to my front end and I refresh, now you'll see my image has just gone really wide. So the best way to work in WordPress you'll find is make the changes in the back end, hit save, go to the front end on another tab and refresh. Command R on the Mac, Command Shift R if you want to force it like a hard refresh. A lot of times a Command Shift R on the Mac is going to be your best way to go. Mind you, this is for Chrome. If you're using a different browser, there may be different key commands. So back to my site, this is my front end and how it looks, and this is my back end. I don't like how that hey has like no gap behind it. So I can always go to dimensions, I can go to margin, and let's say I can add margin below it. Notice I've got some like pretty discrete controls here. So I can do this like as a 6, I can save it. And I should see some padding or some margin added. So you can add some spacing on each of these blocks. And I can also reset and go back to its default setting. Here in, this is my paragraph. So if I want this to be like lead text, notice the paragraph has some options too. I can go to lead text and make it a bigger one, or I can do default, I can do caption. There's a few options that are quick styles. But I can also change the text color. So if I want to change that text color, I can make it red. And if I want to put a background behind it, I can choose a background color and have a big black box. I can also select and have some borders with some radius. If I want to increase the border radius, notice just got curvy there. I can change its dimensions. I can change the type size. I can do lots of different things to this block and this content. I can do large text, pressing save, going to the front end and then refresh, Command Shift R. And now you can see what it looks like. So there are a lot of options when you customize your blocks to add different items to your pages and how to make them look. For some reason, that key command likes to switch over to dark mode. So if you want to wipe this one out, I can go to color. Here on the back end, I can go to color. I can reset all, and it puts my paragraph back where it once was. And I can also do default on my text size too. Blocks are really exciting, and there's lots of different options with blocks. So experiment with them and look at them. See what's out there and what's built into the theme. For example, if I want to really see what's possible, I can click on block and I can do browse all. And you'll get an option on your left side where you can add code, accordions, stretchy paragraphs, which I don't really love. You can add images, video, lots of different things on this left side that will add them to your page. Once you click on one, then it will just add a view that adds categories. I really don't want that one. Let's say I want to add, I don't know, gallery. So I can add a gallery right here, and then I can choose my media library and select a few images for my gallery. And now I've got galleries. I can add captions. And then for this gallery, I can actually select the gallery option and I can change the number of columns. Then I can make this wide. You'll see there are a lot of options that you can do that are quite exciting in WordPress. I saved it, go to the front end, take a look, and now I've got a gallery. Pretty cool. Let me go to the back end. I want that to be a 3-column. So I'm selecting the gallery and I select the gallery icon here. Now I've got the whole gallery set and I can switch it back to a 3-column. Notice I'm dragging there. Here's another option for images. If you select an image, you can create a link to that image and have it link to enlarge on click. This is a great option. Great option for your portfolio. I'm going to save it. So I did link enlarge on click. Now when I go to my page, see this option right here? Now I can click on it and it will give me a full view. This image already was big, so it's not really impressive, but let's make it smaller and see what it does. Again, keep switching to dark mode. So I must have built that in where a key command switches to dark mode. So let me choose this image. So notice this image right here is a large image and it's a full width. I'm going to make it a normal width and I want this image to be just its normal size. It's going to be the smaller one. Refresh it and now it's small. But with this link option, I can click it and it will enlarge. Great for your portfolio pieces to show big versions. Okay, so I've shown you how to do images, how to resize, how to do different kind of blocks. One example here, and I'm going to, this is specific to the Utopia Planitia plugin. Let me grab some text. I'm getting some lorem ipsum. So here on my page, I'm going to add some text below that gallery. So I added a bunch of paragraphs. I'm going to take this image and move it down all the way to the bottom. I'm going to drag it down and put it in this text. So now I have text, image, text. These are all blocks. This is a paragraph block. Then it's a image block and a paragraph block. I'm going to take this image and I want to swing it out to the right and have the text flow around it. Just showing you an example of here of how you can do this. So I can select this image and I can align it to the right. See how align right is an option here? That's going to swing it out over. I'm going to make its resolution medium. I'll make it smaller. Actually, I'm going to do large resolution, but I'm going to make this as a square. Oh, no, I like the original one. I think medium's actually probably best. Now I saved it on my front end. Now that image is, oops. I think I found a bug. Well, that image should swing out to the right. And it's actually, this is something that I have discovered with the design that I need to fix. So awesome testing on the fly. So the stretched image is something that I have run to an early testing. So promise I'll fix it. But if you did a right aligned, it would send it out to the right and the text would flow around. Right now I'm in beta version. And so it will be fixed right after I finish this video. So that's a way for you to set an image into your page, have them float around to the right, have text float around them, do different image sizes, and handle your pages with lots of images and content. Last I want to show you is columns. Columns can be very helpful in a design like this, but let's zip over to one of our other pages where I've already built those. So I'm going to go back out of this page. I'm going to leave my changes. I don't need it. I'm here in pages. I'm going to go to the portfolio item page in bold. So this is a finished page. What I just did, I navigated away from the page and I went into portfolio item bold and pages. Sorry, I didn't realize I had not switched. So portfolio item bold, here's some content, and this has some columns. Columns are great for WordPress because you can do some really great techniques. To do that, add a column. Now I can do a side-by-side column. I can add an image to this one. I can add some text over here. And now it's a side-by-side column. If I don't really love the column and how many it has, I clicked on column and then the next column icon to get a hold of the full column. You'll see on the right side, I can set up to 3. So now I've got 3 columns or 2 columns. I can save that. And when I go to the front end, you'll see I've got side-by-side columns. Oops. To view a page, here's this view page option. And now I can see the side-by-side columns down here. So there they are, side by side. So lots of options in how you can create your pages, how you can add content, images and words, how you can do columns and all kinds of blocks. Experiment with these and continue to work, like get your pages the way you want them, get one good portfolio page, and then you can customize some of the content inside it as you build out the whole site. Okay, so that wraps up the basics of how to put blocks and content into your page. We're going to get into specifics about Utopia Planitia design kind of sub themes in another video.